All right, y'all, the time is here. This house, the haunted house in Sydney, Australia, I've been here for the last, I don't know how many days. I haven't been vlogging because I've been working on the biggest project of my life. All my energy, all my purpose, everything into this project. I am now, for the first time, going back to the city that destroyed me, Los Angeles, California, and taking back ownership of my life and my power and throwing the biggest event that Los Angeles has ever seen on July 15th. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. We're just getting started. Here we go.
Hey everyone, Fusion Tony here. I'm hoping you guys are doing well. Today's video, we're going to be talking about FouseyTube. Now, for those who do not know who FouseyTube is, he's practically one of the OGs of YouTube. He started off making prank videos that he ended up admitting were fake, but we already kind of saw that anyways. That's beside the point. Today I'm going to be talking about where he currently is because the news does not seem really pleasing, and I've been following up on him, and it's just been a downward spiral. A day ago, before I started recording this, Fousey actually uploaded a video called Fousey's Final Goodbye. Before I talk about this video, I want to talk about what led up to where we currently are with FouseyTube. I mentioned that he started off with prank videos that he ended up admitting were fake, and after that, he ended up transitioning into lifestyle and vlog content. I don't want to make this too much about me, but I do recall watching these vlogs when I came home from school. And I'm not gonna lie, Fousey at this time seemed to be at the best place in his life, spiritually, mentally. He did talk about things that he struggled with, but overall things seemed to be okay. Well, at least at first.
Anybody at the bottom in the YouTube comment section who goes, you go through depression, you go through bipolar, how the hell are you gonna be a motivational speaker? I can stand up strong and say, watch me.
He was walking around and people were like, oh my God, Fousey, because everyone knows what he looks like and they know who he is, right? But only 375 people are showing up to the show. So in his mind, he's thinking, okay, what? Everyone knows who I am, but they don't know that I'm having this event.
Fousey decided to tag along with Roman Atwood and go on tour. Things seemed to be going well and Fousey was giving motivational speeches. But that all changed when he went to Australia and he saw the amount of people that were there. And that's when the big day came. Prior to this, Fousey got caught in some controversy. During the vlog era, he decided to script a fight with Ricegum so he could call out other creators when it comes to morality. Seeing this back then in real time definitely was a surreal experience. This also tainted the perception where Fousey was trying to make this positive, no drama style content, when in reality, it was the total opposite and we could see that he was ego tripping. Now going back to the tour he had with Roman Atwood and when he was in Australia, the numbers he saw were not what he was expecting as he started having grandiose ideas. While he was still here in Australia, he decided to use his time to orchestrate a plan ahead of time. So he decided to record a song and a music video. Once he got back to LA, he finally revealed what this day was. It was called July 15th, Hate Dies, Love Arrives. Now, he didn't really reveal too much, he wanted to keep it anonymous, but he said that a lot of celebrities like Drake and J. Cole were gonna show up, but that didn't end up being the case as we're about to go into it. Now, Fousey was out here promoting the hell out of this event. He was going crazy with it, especially with the vlogs. And as you may know him as the YouTube cockroach, Keemstar decided to tag along and make a documentary. As he knew something was wrong, and as much as I hate to admit it, he was right. But we all know he just does it for his personal gain. Besides that, once the day arrived, oh boy, it was a dumpster fire. Half the stadium was empty, but it was all confused. They tried their best to keep it alive, but it just wasn't adding up. Fousey decided to post Drake on the thumbnail of the event, and people were tuning in, but everybody just saw that it was all a scam. Before Fousey arrived, everybody had to leave because it was a threat. And once they found Fousey, he was on top of a car in the most manic state I've seen him in. What ended up happening next, the song he was hyping up ended up being a diss track against Ricegum. Now in the documentary, when people were in the clout house, one of Keemstar's friends ended up finding the song the day before. And this is when he told Ricegum about the diss track, and everybody was confused on what was going on. FaZe Banks, as much as I have criticism against him, he definitely seemed to be the one that actually did care somewhat about Fousey. The aftermath was even more insane. As Fousey was still in denial, he went on the No Jumper podcast. He was almost about to throw hands at Sam Pepper, which is another prankster, which is another public nuisance of a YouTuber. But during his time, he seemed to be the voice of reason. Fousey revealed he never actually talked to Drake. According to him, he just went in the club, made eye contact, and he thought with just making eye contact with Drake that he solidified everything. After his manic episode started to wear down, he started to become a bit more chill, a bit more mellowed out, and he could kind of think things a bit more clearly. He revealed that he almost lost everything, and this ended up humbling him, which ended up making him lay low, and supposedly he was going to go on a spiritual journey. As time went on, he was pretty dormant, and he would stream once in a while, but nothing too crazy would happen. He did have his boxing phase for a while, and that did seem reminiscent to the manic episodes he was going on, but nothing too crazy compared to July 15th. That all changed last year, 2023, when Fousey announced he was going to sign with Kick and do IRL streaming. Things seemed normal at first, and a lot of us thought maybe this may be his comeback. That was short-lived once there was a lot of things going on, and each time he kept spiraling and spiraling and spiraling until one night in Miami, he was dealing with a troll, and he was not in the best place mentally, and he ended up calling the police due to the troll, but they seemed that he was not in a good space, so they decided to apprehend him right there. We didn't hear a word from Fousey until we found out later that he was sent to a mental hospital. Once he was released, we just noticed that he was back on some wild tangents, and he wanted to have this self-aware persona, his Joker persona as well. There was like so much things going on. A lot of us have already moved on since we kind of seen or know what to expect when it comes to Fousey now. And that leads us to the present day, and the day before when he uploaded that video of his last goodbye, he had another meltdown. It didn't seem as bad, but at this point, it's kind of getting old. When it comes to morals or mental health, Eddie and Aiden, who basically are on the top of the line when it comes to Kick, they don't really care about this stuff. They want Kick to be a sadistic platform where they could exploit. Doesn't matter how bad the crash out is, unless it's so bad that not even bad publicity can redeem it. I somehow knew that his final message was just going to be a PR stunt. After he disappeared, some people were worried, but a lot of us know how Fousey really runs this thing. And the signs are showing that something may happen again, unfortunately. Hell, he even disrespected his employee today. And Aiden, Ross, Eddie, and everybody in Kick are just enabling this, even Sneeko, since none of them really believe in mental health. They don't take this thing serious. They just want to watch things crash and burn. And the most smart decision they could have done is not really give him that contract, or at least the idea to get into IRL streaming. Well, that's really what I gotta say about the situation and FouseyTube in general. I'm gonna wrap this up with saying that it may seem that I'm kind of joking around or being a bit more lighthearted when it comes to mental health, but I actually do take it serious. When it comes to FouseyTube, however, even though I do think he needs help, I do wish the best for him. A lot of it is his responsibility as well, as he does show signs that he could improve, but he makes decisions where he doesn't want to, or that he may be showing signs of narcissism as well. Because when he does good things for you, and you step out of line in his eyes, he will bring this back up as a way to manipulate and guilt trip. And when I listen to his therapist talk about him when he disappeared yesterday, I see that she's also part of the problem, and that leads into another discussion.
Any of you that want to ask me a couple of questions, or when we're on stream and want to send me a message, because I'm here. I'm on a mission, and that mission is a mental health evolution. And Yusuf, he's one of the leaders of that mental health evolution. So bless you all, and I'm just so grateful. I'm grateful to be a part of this wonderful, crazy team, because you know my motto, be crazy well. Yep. And I'm telling you, Yusuf's one of the best.
I think some people that are therapists, they're not really meant to be therapists. That may be a hot take for some people, but I think that's the reality. And I've noticed parallels with the case of Def Noodles as well, as he's also made somewhat of a comeback and not really. He came back and he just disappeared again, and he's working for Keemstar, supposedly. But I do recall when he was talking about therapies, experimental therapies he would try, or therapists he would talk to. And based on the actions he decided to take and where he currently is, I think therapists he talks to are also part of the problem. Which goes into my point that people like Def Noodles or FouseyTube, social media, when it comes to fame, they're not really meant for it, and they should probably take it slow or find an alternative where it's not going to compromise their mental health. Well, thank you all. That's all I have to say about this. Thank you guys if you made it at the end of this video, and I'm out.